It's Friday, January 4th, 2019, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On Barnstable Today, it's high school hockey season at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. Don't lose that mooring by not renewing by the deadline. Some recycling reminders for that leftover holiday trash, and a behind-the-scenes look here at Channel 18. First up, municipal news and notes. New statewide tobacco regulations took effect yesterday. E-cigarettes and other electronic nicotine delivery products are now included in the Massachusetts Smoke-Free Workplace Law. You can't vape where you can't smoke. It's not too late to still get a flu shot. Another influenza vaccination clinic has been scheduled for Thursday, January 17th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center, 141 Bassett Lane in Hyannis. This clinic is open to town residents only. The fee is $3. New this year, deep dive profiles on the town's boards, commissions, and committees. What do you know about the Barnstable Disability Commission? Chair of the commission, Sabrina Kane, joins us to explain its mission and work. Everyone deserves a seat at the table or a chair at the game. With me today, Sabrina Kane, Chair of the Disability Commission here at the town of Barnstable. Welcome to the show, Sabrina.
Hi, Paula. Thank you for having me on your show.
So there is a lot of things that we can talk about with the Disability Commission, but first, tell us a little bit about you and why you're on the commission.
Well, I am an attorney in Hyannis. I practice elder law and special needs law, and a lot of my clients have accessibility issues, and so I thought that I would join the Disability Commission in order to be part of the conversations that the town has about accessibility.
That's fantastic. A lot of our commissions and committees, always need people. So today our conversation really is going to center around, what does the Disability Commission do?
We are an advisory commission to the town.
Okay.
What that means is that our purpose is to advise and guide the town of Barnstable and its residents regarding issues of accessibility to be in conformance with the disability laws.
Okay, and some of those laws are important just for getting to and from a place. It's not just parking,
yes.
right?
No, it's not just parking.
Okay.
Many accessibility regulations have to do with the amount of space that somebody has to enter and exit a restroom, egress and ingress for a restaurant or other public spaces. There are a lot of regulations that cover how much space is needed for somebody who has a mobility impairment. Because these issues are so important, there's just a lot of details. So.
Right, there are a lot of details, and when you start to talk about regulations, it's hard to wade through those.
Yes.
You know, if you have an accessibility issue, the commission can sometimes help in looking to that business or help those businesses understand what that issue might be.
Precisely so. We are here to advise private businesses about compliance with disability laws, and our members have training about those laws.
Okay.
Many of our members go to training offered by the Massachusetts Office on Disability. At least a couple times a year we have one or two members go, and they tell me that it's just very enriching and that it really helps them understand what's going on. And we have a handful of members in the commission who've been on for several years, and they're very well versed in these requirements, and also they are very interested in helping private business owners understand what's required, and we try to be as helpful as we can. And available.
That's good news to businesses, because wading through some of that information, it's in legalese, and regulations are
Yes.
never easy to read.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Our Planning and Development Committee can tell us that.
Yeah.
But some of the accomplishments that have been affected by what your work is doing. So you've been around for quite a while here in the town of Barnstable.
Yes, the commission has, many, many years.
Many years, and some of the things that people don't really think about is restrooms at the beach. So you've actually helped
Yes, we do. We fund portable, accessible restrooms for the beach. I think this past fiscal year we funded portable, accessible restrooms for Covell's Beach, Loop Beach, and South Cape Cod.
Okay. And what are some of the other accomplishments that you think that are important that the public should know that the Disability Commission has helped, the town of Barnstable accomplish?
One of the more touching ones, in my experience, is the renovations that were made to the Enoch Cobb Learning Center, where we funded renovations in order to make the playground accessibility compliant for disabled preschoolers.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah. We're very proud of that. The playground is amazing for
Right.
anybody who has a chance to visit.
Wow, that is great. And then the Cape Cod Challenger Club, too, that's a baseball program, but
That we have funded, yes.
that you funded so kids who have accessibility or disability challenges can play baseball,
Correct, yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
they're kids.
Yes.
And then what caught my eye about the commission was 3 projects that came out in a press release just recently. One was the C Street Cafe in Hyannis.
Yes, those renovations were very, regarding, I think, the handicap area, the parking. That was onerous for the owner, but because he was committed to accessibility, he took that on and was very responsive.
Right, it's a tight little parking lot, and there wasn't any way that somebody with a wheelchair could get out of a vehicle in that parking lot.
That's my understanding, yes.
Yeah. And then the other one was our own Hyannis Youth and Community Center is the earliest stages of design phase. That whole project was designed for accessibility.
That was amazing. Their commitment was outstanding.
Right. It's just, when you think about a community center, well,
yes.
the community involves everybody, right?
Yes, yes.
Exactly. And then Lowell Park and Katuitt, they basically have an area as well that people can watch baseball.
Yes, yes. And the owners were so committed to making that area accessibility compliant, and Access for All was such a commitment. We're just so pleased
Right.
with the results there. That was a decades-long effort.
And
Well, at least more than a decade.
it seems like some of these projects are very long. Part of it is that they have to come through and make sure that they're
Yes.
doing the regulations.
Yes.
But two, some of these, I guess, construction or things that people are doing take time.
They do, and this is why we always recommend that business owners, when they're making a renovation, contact us up front, because it is so much easier to have a building that's accessibility compliant when that's part of the initial plan, when it's in the blueprints, and not later when you find out that you're in violation and you have to fix something, and you have to redo construction that you've already accomplished.
Right, yeah.
So we always try to get it early if we can.
And then parking violations. So
Yes.
this always seems to be like the trigger that people think about handicap spots
Yes,
or
yes.
disability or accessibility is parking. Our parking division here at the town of Barnstable takes this very seriously.
They do, and they are a great resource, and they will explain the policy behind when a ticket might be forgiven and when it can't be, and it would just, you're really, I would direct you to the Barnstable Parking Division for those rules.
Right, and we have a phone number, so if you do see a violation, you can call 508-862-4673 or visit thetownofbarnstable.us/parking division. And the folks behind that area of the town are just fantastic.
They are, and that is really their bailiwick, so I would refer anyone to them.
Right. And for yourself, folks can check out the Disability Commission on our website again at thetownofbarnstable.us. But give me your feelings of being a member of the disability. So if somebody's thinking about becoming a member of this commission, what can you tell them? What would you tell me if I wanted to be a member of this commission?
Okay, think a minute.
Yeah.
I first started thinking about public service because my grandfather, Frank Burse, was very involved with public service, and I think I have a little bit of that in me. I grew up with him. He lived with us when I was a kid. And then I attended the Shape Your Cape Summit a couple years ago when I heard Senator Sear speak about public service, and I just thought to myself, that's really the best way to learn about what's going on in my town. And when I was thinking about joining local government, I assessed which commissions interested me the most based on my professional background. And I realized that because many of my clients have accessibility issues, that the Disability Commission was really the right place for me. And fortunately, I qualified because I have extensive experience in a disability-related field, and there was room. There was a space for me. So I applied, and then the commission ratified my appointment, as it were.
Fantastic. You're doing great work and an important work here in the town of Barnstable. We thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Paula.
It's the first week of January, and as any good Barnstable resident knows, it's hockey season. HYCC Program Manager Joe Izzo is ready to rumble on the ice. Well, if you live on Cape Cod and it's January, it's hockey all the time, all day, every week until June. With me today, Joe Izzo, here at the HYCC, where it is the mecca of hockey.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, we are, as you said, January is a huge hockey month for us. Actually, the HYCC is home to 4 different high school hockey schools. We're the home team for the Barnstable High School hockey program, which includes the boys varsity, the boys JV, the girls varsity, and the girls JV. So those 4 programs skate out of here. They have all their practices and all their games here. We're also the home for St. John Paul, boys varsity, and boys JV. So those kids have their practices here and their games here. And then there's also a Mashpee Monomoy co-op team. Those 2 schools kind of pooled their kids together. And we're the home team, the home rink for that team as well. So they practice and skate here too. And those hockey, the winter sports season kicks off right after Thanksgiving. So from the Monday after Thanksgiving until the beginning part of March, in addition to all the youth hockey stuff that happens here, it's high school hockey crazy in our building. So I think this year we've scheduled just over 70 high school hockey games in our building from the second week in December until the first week in March. So on any given Wednesday or Saturday night, or sometimes a Friday, or occasionally a Monday, we'll have high school hockey happening here. And really that's just on the rinks. In the gymnasium, we're also home to Sturgis East, Sturgis West, and St. John Paul for basketball during the winter season. So if you are anywhere near the area, not just on a weekend, on a weekday too, the place is absolutely mobbed with kids and families and people coming to watch and participate. It's just an awesome atmosphere here.
Right, and that's where that ancillary parking over at the charter school actually
definitely
happens. Is there's just so many people here.
Absolutely.
So talk a little bit about, there's some real rival games that are coming up, right?
Yeah. In January is typically the Barnstable Falmouth hockey games, which what we've done for the last several years is have both the boys and the girls play here in our building on the same day. So they'll both play Falmouth this year on Saturday, the 19th of January. The girls will play a little earlier in the afternoon, then the JV boys will play, and then the varsity boys will play on Saturday evening. So. What we've done, and actually what we're doing again this year, is work with Barnstable Youth Hockey and the folks at BYHA to schedule some youth hockey, Barnstable versus Falmouth as well. So Saturday the 19th really turns into a full rivalry day where, little kids all the way up to the high school kids, it's Barnstable versus Falmouth all day. And it really adds to a festive atmosphere throughout the entire day, because we start at 8 o'clock in the morning with the little kid games, and then we go until, almost 10 o'clock at night with the culmination of the end of the varsity game. So it's a really cool atmosphere. There's balloons and festivities, and it's a lot of fun.
Right. and you can prep at Rock Night the night before.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, Rock Night on Friday the 18th of January, and that's for kids in the middle school, so that's grades 6 and 7, and that will take place in the Butler Rink, and we'll dim the lights and have some crazy light show going on, and some cool music that the kids are into. Most of the stuff I have no idea what it is, but the kids do, and they love it. So yeah, we've done 2 Rock Nights already this year that have been pretty well received, and now that the weather's a lot colder and people are thinking about skating and doing those kinds of activities, we're looking forward to an awesome night on the 18th.
Right. And just to make sure that folks understand, there's some rules and regulations of the facility here. So when you get here, what should people keep in mind for those games?
For the games, you know, just like anywhere, you want to be respectful. You want to behave. For the kids, you want to behave like you would behave in school. You know, just this pretty standard stuff. And you know, this is like a second home to a lot of people, and not just the folks who work here, but the kids who on the teams who call this place home. So you know, we want to try to treat it that way and pick up our trash and be respectful of others. And just because you live in Falmouth and I live in Barnstable, you know, we can still get along and be civil and all have a good time regardless of the outcome of the games.
Right. So January 18th is Rock Night for just the 6th and 7th graders, and then the 19th from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night.
Sheer craziness. Yeah, and even on the Saturday the 19th, we'll still do public skate. Okay. So if you're interested in doing an activity and not necessarily just watching games, if you want to come out and skate and strap them on and skate around, you can definitely do that. We'll have public skating hours on Saturday the 19th. Right. We pretty much have public skating every single day for the most part.
And brand new skates.
Yeah, we sure do. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah, about 300 pairs of brand new rental skates. Everything from little to big. So yeah.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to it.
Me too.
Hockey all the time. Barnstable. Renewals, reminders, moorings, and marinas, oh my. Assistant Harbor Master Derek Lawson has all the details. Have you checked your mail? You know, the pile underneath that kitchen counter as the holidays just passed? Yeah, your boat mooring list renewal's probably in there. So with me today, Derek Lawson, Assistant Harbor Master. You got to get them in, right?
Yes, you do. It's that time of the year.
All right, so let's just recap for people what's happening. So renewals of what?
Yes, it's renewal season at MEA. We have mooring renewals. We have mooring waitlist renewals. We have slip renewals and slip waitlist renewals going on right now.
Okay, so if you're on a wait list, you have to renew that or you lose your spot?
That's correct. There's no penalty, there's no late fee. Once it hits February 15th, you're off the list. So make sure, those are the important ones. Make sure you get it in by February 15th.
Okay, and the February 15th date, that includes also the other moorings too?
That is mooring renewals and slip renewals for the wait list.
Okay, so if they fall off the list, what happens?
They're off.
They're off. So they have to go back into a lottery?
If those mooring fields are even open, the slip lists, the wait lists are closed. So yes, they would be removed totally.
Yeah, so that's pretty important to dig through that mail.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Anything else you want folks to know about this time of year? You know, obviously getting your renewals in. There were some fee changes, I believe.
There were. The individual mooring fee change, it went from 90 to 135. We haven't gone up since 2015, and we did a. We looked at other municipalities throughout the area, and we're still among the lowest, and we have the most moorings, so it's still a great deal. It's $135, and you know, it's a great way to be out there on the water. So. Right.
How many mooring fields does the town have?
26.
26, and that includes both north and south
North
sides.
and south side, correct.
So basically from anywhere in Barnstable, you can get a boat in the water and sit there all summer, right?
That's correct, you can.
Excellent, and I know that the marinas and boat slips and stuff, those are tight. You know, folks have those over, you know, years and years and years kind of thing.
They do. A slip lease deposit is due by the end of this month, so January 31st. There's usually a lower turnover on the slips. It's usually, I know last year, I think maybe 2 people at the 4 town marinas didn't renew. So lower turnover there, and those are due on the 31st, so January 31st.
Excellent. Anything else you want folks to know?
No, just renewal season. Make sure you get your renewals in there, and we'll be there waiting for you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Still digging out from under leftover holiday trappings headed for the trash? Wondering what to do with all the empty cookie tins and broken string lights? Channel 18 has your guide to holiday recycling. Do you really know what you should be tossing into the recycling bins at the transfer station? With the help of RecycleSmartMA.org, we compiled a list of do's and don'ts to recycle smart this holiday season. Are last year's holiday lights no longer working? String lights are not recyclable and get caught in the machines at the recycling facility. Don't throw them away. AmeriCorps Cape Cod and Cape Cod Cooperative Extension are organizing a holiday lights recycling drive in partnership with the town of Barnstable. Drop your unwanted or broken string lights off at the transfer station until January 12th. Holiday shopping? Your paper shopping bags are recyclable. The tissue paper isn't. Glitter, foil, or cellophane wrapping paper, bows and ribbons, and tissue paper don't belong in the recycling bin. Hold on to these items to reuse or put them in the trash. 'Tis the season for plastic mailers. Yes, they may say recyclable, but they do not belong in your recycling cart. If you remove the labels, you can return them to the plastic bag recycling bin at your local grocery store, or save and reuse the next time you mail a gift. Pop, pop, pop. Once you're done having fun popping the bubble wrap, take it back with your plastic bags to the collection bin at your local supermarket to be recycled. Please do not place bubble wrap in your household recycling bin. It's no fun for the folks at the recycling facility. Gift shopping online? The cardboard box goes in your recycling bin, but please, no plastic pillows. These can be returned along with your plastic bags to the collection bin at the supermarket. Let's talk styrofoam. It likely came with some of your favorite Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals, but styrofoam, aka expanded polystyrene, is a deal breaker in your recycling bin. Can't stand throwing it away? Try reusing it or finding a drop-off location to recycle it. Is your mailbox overflowing with unwanted catalogs and holiday promotions? Good news, you can recycle these. Even better news, you can opt out. Holiday cookie tins can be reused or recycled. Just eat all the cookies first and remove any cling wrap or wax paper. And remember, RecycleSmartMA.org has a Wikipedia that you can find out what's recyclable in your transfer station. The little TV studio that could. We are the storytellers for the town of Barnstable. Here's a look at Channel 18's 2018 stats. We produced 378 studio interviews. We were on location for 240 field and event segments. We recorded 376 meetings, gavel to gavel. Over 50,000 minutes of content produced. We look forward to bringing you the news, the issues, the meetings, and the stories that matter most to you, our residents, this coming year. Here's a look back, behind the scenes of 2018. Happy New Year from all of us at Channel 18.
Other areas of Barnstable. Sure. The facade program has been off and on part of our CDBG grant program, and it is designed either for that same small businesses to apply for grant monies, facade improvement.
a look at things to do, places to go, and people to meet. Ready to get serious about those New Year's resolutions? Kick off the new year and find your true you at the second annual Community Wellness Expo on Sunday, January 13th at Cape Space from 1 to 4 p.m. Hosted by True You Wellness, the Community Wellness Expo is a free event designed to connect the community with holistic and integrative approaches to health and wellness. The event will feature talks offering a fresh perspective on wellness trends and interactive experiences with practitioners. More information at www.capespace.com. Comments, suggestions, accolades? Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works for you. I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.